Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you to Olympus High School, home of the Titans, for Tuesday night Region 6 basketball in Utah's 5A classification. Tonight is a significant night for many of our student athletes and their families as we celebrate our exceptional seniors who embody the spirit of the Olympus community. Will you please turn your attention to center court as we honor the players from the class of 2025 who are joined by their parents on this extraordinary night. Before we honor the seniors at Olympus, we'd like to honor the 5 senior players at East High School. Will you please show some love for forward senior number 2, Amaya Garcia. Please give it up for number 5, Ashley Mendez. Again, a social love for number 15, Nora Abid-Bakar. And number 40, Tana Taylor. And wishing her a speedy recovery, please show some love to number 30, Mari Selma. Again, fans, we can turn your attention to the students behind me on the track that connect our school to those around the world and show some love to our talented staff at OlyTV. They broadcasted all the games live this year and they wish our seniors all the best. And now, please join head coach Whitney Hensaker and her staff honoring our 6 seniors on this memorable night. Our first player, Joss Baker. Joss is joined tonight by her parents, Tyson and Emily. She wears number 5. She's been playing here for 4 years. Her favorite basketball memory is beating Alta in the 2nd round and going to the quarterfinals. Her advice to her teammates is to enjoy it while she can, and she plans to play at SUU after graduation. Joss is simply a workhorse and a gym rat. Her determination, willingness, and work ethic have really paid off. She's become unstoppable and one of the greatest rebounders to ever live. Her time and effort have led to a full-ride basketball scholarship and is dominating the state in points, rebounds, and steals. She is the 5th leading scorer this season in the entire state, 1st in 5A. She's the 5th leading rebounder this season in the entire state, 2nd in 5A, and the 10th most steals of this season in the class of 5A. Please give it up for number 5, Joss Baker. All right, let's show some love to number 14, Grace Schwartz. She's joined tonight by her parents, Amy and Stevie Short. She's played for 4 years. Her favorite basketball memory is St. George Dixie Camp, following her sophomore year. Her advice to her teammates is to enjoy it while it lasts, and she's still deciding her college options. From her coach, Grace is such a genuine soul. She is so kind that her kindness is extended to all she comes in contact with. Ever since Grace entered the program, it has always been about the team. We have loved coaching her because she is coachable, selfless, has a calm collectedness about her that she brings to the game, and will always be ready to do whatever it takes to win. Again, fans, Grace Schwartz. Here we go, guard number 2, Eliza Johnson. She's joined tonight by her parents, Blake and Cheryl Johnson, and her basketball sister, Miranda Johnson. She's been here 4 years. Her favorite memory is going to the morph dance together as a team. Her advice to her underclassmen is to enjoy and cherish the moments and relationships you build playing the game. Her plans is playing softball at Indian River State College in Fort Pierce, Florida. Her coach's comments are Eliza is one of those silent but deadly players. She's aggressive, and when she puts her mind to something, she is hard one to stop. We love her tenacity and her willingness to do what is best for the team. Not only is she determined on the basketball court, but the softball field as well. She's a dual sport wonder, and whenever we see number 2, we won't think of Derek Jeter, we'll think of Eliza. Baseline drive against Brighton made you a legend in our eyes. Let's give it up for Eliza Johnson. And now, number 15, Claire Ellen Hazen. The Blazing Hazen. She's escorted tonight by her parents, Sean and Carly Hazen, and supported by her little brother, Jonah. She plays post and guard. She's been here for 4 years. Her favorite memory is junior year warmth, sleepover with the team. Everyone was together that whole night. What advice to her teammates is lean on your teammates. They know better than anyone. And she plans to attend the University of Utah in the fall. Go Utes! Her coach, Claire, is simply awesome. Claire is a versatile player and can adapt to the need styles of play. We have loved watching her grow and develop into the basketball player that she is. Her and Caitlin Hart were born to shoot the rock, and we loved watching her catch fire. We love you, Claire Hazen. All right, let's get loud for number 11, Tallulah Colton. Tallulah is joined tonight by her parents, Amanda and Brenda Colton. She's been here 4 years. Her favorite basketball memory is the ranch afterward. Her advice to her teammates is make jokes and have fun. She can't wait to study business at the University of Utah. And her coaches, Tallulah is the life of the party. Her optimism, high energy, and swear words have fueled our team. She's done a great job of getting everyone involved and reaching out to the younger girls. She keeps it light, knows when to laugh it off, but at the same time is known to have tenacious defense, especially in green, and no one you want to mess with. We love you, Tallulah Colton. Here we go for number 23, Tessa Richard Roma. Tessa's joined tonight by her parents, Joel and Angie. In her 4 years, her favorite memory is the three-pointer at Alta to advance to the quarterfinals. Her advice to her teammates is enjoy every moment, be kind, and work hard. It goes by so fast, so appreciate it. She's still determined to play at college, but she's not sure which one. Her comments from her coach, Tessa, AKA Gandalf, is a team player and has such a great court vision. She is currently top 20 in 5A for most assists per game. Not only can she see the floor, but she has a knack for anticipating and also top 20 in 5A for steals per game. She is selfless and is always looking out for her teammates on and off the court. With her, anything is possible when she's on the court. Let's give it up for Tessa Roma. From the coaches to all their players, they are so beyond proud of all of you. This group has entered the program being our first and only freshman team the program has ever had. That inaugural season was one to remember, and their improvement over the years has been so fun to watch. We are so grateful you've stuck it out all these years and put faith in us and this program. We love you and we'll miss you beyond words. Thank you from the bottom of the hearts. Seniors, congratulations. Fans, Coach Hunsaker and our players would also like to recognize the significant contribution to Olympus basketball from the best training staff in the state and around the sports medicine trainers. Mike Everett and team are exceptional. Our students are fortunate to have you on their team. Also, the seniors are grateful to coaches Hunsaker, Davies, Nielsen, Johnson, Roberts, etc. for being positive examples in their lives. They love you. Fans, let's get loud and hear it one more time for our senior class. Thank you for your incredible contribution to Olympus High School. Never forget, we are Olympus. Once again, thank you, seniors. As a reminder, tonight's game is sanctioned by the Utah High School Activities Association. We ask all to be respectful of those around you and support the Olympus community in promoting stellar sportsmanship during tonight's game. Let's unite with coaches Hunsaker and Tipoff in offering positive encouragement to our student athletes and officials. Obscenely, those are gestures, fighting for objects, or attempting to enter the court, and your play will not be tolerated. Please be respectful and enjoy the game.
It's senior night tonight at Olympus High School, where there are 5 seniors being honored. Eliza Johnson, Joss Baker, Tallulah Colton, Grace Schwartz, Claire Hazen, and Tessa Cromar. Make that 6. No, excuse me. Yeah, make that 6 seniors being honored. And they will all be playing their final regular season game of their high school career and hope to go out with a bang tonight against the East High Leopards. This is Olympus Girls Basketball on OlyTV. I'm Lucas Pierce, joined tonight by
Jackson Jones.
And let's get into the storylines for tonight's game. Olympus had a very impressive performance Friday night, winning going away against a solid Alta team that had beaten them narrowly previously. Joss Baker led the Titans with 20 points and 11 rebounds, one of her many double-doubles of the season. Also providing some much-needed scoring for the Titans was Annie Erickson, who had her best game of the season with 9 points. and it was a huge win for the Titans momentum-wise. As we near the playoffs, Olympus is looking to go in hot after a very inconsistent season. It started last week by pulling the upset over Alta, and now it has to continue against teams the Titans have already beaten this season. If they are able to beat both East and Skyline, then Olympus will head into the playoffs with a 3-game win streak, their first since non-region play. Now let's take a look at the struggling East Leopards. The biggest problem for East is their scoring output, as they are only averaging 37 points per game. They really only have 2 players who score consistently on offense, and that is Jayla Doolin and Andrea Dennett. Besides those 2 who are averaging over 10 points a game, nobody is averaging more than 5, and when that happens, there simply isn't enough points to compete in most games. Their defense doesn't do a lot to help them out either, as they give up about 57 a game as well. This makes it so even when they have a good offensive game, it's still difficult to win because the defense gives up the points anyway. Despite this bad recipe for success, though, the Leopards have won 2 of their past 3 games, with wins coming against Skyline and Alta. Skyline and Highland. Now let's head over to the keys of the game for tonight with Jackson.
Yeah, so offensively, the Titans just really need to reach the 50-point mark in this game. East just has so much trouble scoring all year. There's not a lot of firepower for them offensively. But, for Olympus, whether it's Josh Baker or just anyone else, 50, maybe even 40 should be enough to win this game. And then for the Titans defensively, you got to limit Doolin and Dennett. As long as neither of them are going to have a big game, East simply doesn't have enough scoring in this one. And if Olympus can key on them, this game should play out like we expect it to, which is a win on the senior night for the Titans. And then for East, offensively, they just need big games from Doolin and Dennett. If they don't really score much at all, it's going to be a long night for them. This team hasn't proven they can score very much at all. 15 and 20 points from both of them, maybe the trick. We'll have to see later on tonight. And then on the defensive side, Leopards need to make anyone but Joss Baker beat them. She's been terrific all season long. And if Baker isn't able to get going, it does play right into East's hands, and it's going to make it like a low-scoring, kind of a druggy affair in this one here. But it's senior night, a lot of emotions coming in for both teams, really. For East, there are not a lot of games left probably for this team. That's just how the season has been for them. But senior night for the Titans, you only get this once for the seniors, and so I'm expecting a lot of fight and energy out of both teams tonight.
And a lot of early on senior night is about managing your emotions. A lot of the seniors really want to go out with a good game. They don't want to go out with a loss. So it's about managing those emotions of the realization that you are playing your final regular season game here. One thing that could help them is that they're pretty much locked into hosting a first-round playoff game, so they will get another game here as well.
For sure. It's funny, like when you grow up, you dream about like playing in this gym. There have been so many great players to come out of this gym on both the girls and boys side. And so, for Olympus, it's been an inconsistent year. There have been a lot of ups and downs this season, but I saw them play on Friday against Alta. Were very dominant, frankly, against a very good Alta team. Joss Baker, as long as she plays well, Olympus is going to be every single game. That's just how good she is, defensively and offensively, by the way. So, we'll see how it happens tonight. East has struggled all year long, but I'm expecting a lot of fight from both teams.
And now we're going to take a break for the national anthem. We'll be back with starting lineups.
Stripes and bright stars, through the pale.
Thank you, fan.
And now we're going to bring you your starting lineups for tonight's game.
OlyTV. Head over to YouTube and hit that subscribe button.
For the East Leopards,
to catch the live stream of all of our
it will be number 2.
and other exciting events at Olympus High School. Don't miss out. Subscribe today.
It looks like it'll be number 0, Jayla Doolin, the junior guard / forward who's averaging 14.2 points per game.
At guard, junior.
Number 5, Ashley Mendez, the senior guard who's averaging 25 points per game. Number 15, Nora Ahmedbacker, who's averaging 4.4 points per game. Number 21, Lizelle Stevens, the junior forward who has 42 points on the year. And then number 40, Taya Taylor, who has 57 points on the year and 42 rebounds. The East Leopards are 5 and 15 on the season with a 3-7 region record, and they are led by head coach Tapasa Tapusoa. Now we'll get you the starting lineups for the Olympus Titans, who are 10-8 and 5-5 in region. They are currently pretty much locked into 4th place in region. It'll be number 2. It'll be all the seniors. Number 2, Eliza Johnson, the senior guard, who's averaging 3.1 points per game. Number 5, Josh Baker, the senior forward / guard, who's averaging 20.7 points per game and 10.9 rebounds per game. Number 11, Tallulah Calton, the senior forward, who had 3 points last game against Alta. Number 14, Grace Schwartz, the senior point guard, who's averaging 26 points per game. She had 3 points and 3 rebounds last game against Alta. And then number 15, Claire Hazen, the senior forward, averaging 7.2 points per game and has 36 rebounds on the year. The Titans are led by head coach Whitney Hunsaker. And we are ready to go tonight for senior night. As Coach Hunsaker huddles up with all of them.
When you look at East this year, obviously, we talked about it earlier, a lot of success this season. They're only 5 and 15. I'm actually expecting them to play really hard tonight. You could obviously see this game getting out of hand pretty quickly. Olympus is more talented than they are, but you only get a couple more chances when you're playing high school basketball to show out. But for East, the fact is, Anbit Bakar is going to have a huge challenge tonight against Baker.
Yep.
Let's do this, though. Let's see how this goes, though.
And it's Eliza Johnson who comes down with the tip between Ahmedbacker and Joss Baker. Baker passes it to Cromar, who's starting instead of Tallulah Calton. Claire Hazen's going to put up the mid-range shot. That one is no good. Rebound by Taylor.
It's tough. Mid-range shots you want them when you can have them. But, analytically, not the same as it was 15 to 20 years ago at all levels of basketball. So, but offensively for the Titans, look for Joss Baker to get down low and assert her presence early in this game, as we see miss 3 there.
It's Doolin who nearly gets her own rebound, but it's taken away by Joss Baker, and she brings it up the floor for the Titans. Baker nearly loses control, but she passes it to Eliza Johnson, who's going to put up a 3. That one is short, and Tessa Cromar comes down with the rebound. Schwartz passes it back to Cromar, who's guarded by Ashley Mendez. Cromar passes it to Claire Hazen. Johnson's going to put up another 3. That one is long, and East comes down with the rebound. It's Doolin who passes it to Ahmedbacker.
There's 3 there. That's good offense, though. You go inside out. Defense collapses, gets a good 3, but those are the shots that just got to go down in the bigger games for the Titans, though. But you'll be fine if they miss those for most of the game tonight, I think, based on these lackluster scoring ability. But again, that's good offense, though. Just got to knock down the shot.
Eliza Johnson isn't the most prolific three-point shooter for the Titans. That'll be Tessa Cromar, who you'll look to make the majority of those open 3s. As Ashley Mendez misses the shot going into the paint, and it's Cromar who brings it up the floor. Cromar guarded by Mendez. She passes it off to Johnson, and Johnson Thought about passing it to Schwartz, cutting into the paint. Instead, they pass around the perimeter. Now Eliza Johnson cuts to the basket. It is blocked away, and the Titans will retain possession.
Well, look how condensed the defense is right now for East. At that time, no one was even coming out near the key there. We know how Cromar can shoot that, but again, not a lot of spectator. I mean, look, no one's even closing out really.
Claire Hazen puts up a 3. That one is no good, and the rebound by Taylor. Olympus getting some good shots. They're just not putting it in the hoop.
It's good offense. And the thing that's going to separate the defense, or rather make things more open, is when you knock down those shots. So clearly East is not respecting the shot early. I mean, look at this though. Olympus is significantly more like expanding the defense on a much worse offensive team here.
Taylor puts up a 3. That one is way off, and Baker comes down with the rebound, and she brings it up the floor.
That's one of her strengths, just being able to have him to the ball, and then she draws the foul there.
And that'll be the first foul on the Leopards of this game. It'll be on Lizelle Stevens, the junior, and Olympus will be inbounding. We'll see what kind of play Coach Hunsaker draws up here.
See that black eye, and I believe that's her right eye, or left eye, excuse me. And she's strong though, for sure. I mean, she's going to take a lot of hits down low, especially in the playoffs, as things ramp up with physicality, but it's impressive to watch her play though.
She got that black eye last game against, or I think it was before the game against Alta, as East puts up a 3, and that one is no good. Cromar comes down with the rebound, and we're still looking for our first points as Olympus turns the ball over. Tessa Cromar just threw it a little too hard.
Yeah, you want to use that with two hands right there. That's a really good idea. Great cut by Schwartz there, but again, especially when you have a layup there, you want to use two hands to make sure the pass is there. It is senior night. You want to make it a little flashy though, for sure.
Doolin guarded by Baker. The screen is set, and the deep 3 is no good. Schwartz with the rebound. Schwartz moving quickly. She finds Claire Hazen, and she puts up the layup, and she'll be at the line for the and one. We have our first points tonight.
It's about 6 minutes in, almost 20 seconds in. But, I bet some nerves going through the players' minds, especially Olympus, considering it a senior night. But great cut, great finish with a foul, too.
Nice find by Grace Schwartz to get it to Claire Hazen under the basket. And she comes down.
Don't save it, though. So.
Thought she did it first, but refs say she stepped out of bounds, and it will be East inbounding right in front of their bench. Doolin will bring it up the floor. East still looking for some points. Points have been hard to come by. They're only averaging 37 per game.
It's not going to get it done against anybody, basically, unless they play stellar defense, which they have so far.
Doolin's going to put up the shot. It's a little long, wasn't able to get the bank. Now Baker nearly loses control, but they're going to call a foul on Doolin, I believe.
I think it's a break for Olympus. Baker kind of a little out of control there, but they get Doolin for the foul.
And East does not want Doolin in foul trouble.
No.
She with her averaging about 14 points per game, they can't afford to not have her in the game.
A third of the points, so it's a huge call there. If she racks the fouls, it's going to be hard for East to keep kind of within distance here of the Titans.
Hazen passes it to Cromar. Cromar looking to get around the defender, instead passes it to Johnson. And then it's turned over right into the hands of Taya Taylor. Taylor passes it to Doolin and loses control of the ball, but it's Lizelle Stevens who came up with it, and then Taylor put up that shot, a bit of a forced shot, and it was no good.
Yep, kind of both teams just kind of feeling themselves out a little bit. Other than that, though, this is being very competitive start. Another great cut, though.
Beautiful cut by Claire Hazen, who lays it up and in, and she has all the points for the Titans tonight, as we have our first timeout by Tapusoa, who is just trying to find anything for East on offense right now.
It's tough. I think you see it's just not a lot of movement offensively for East. You got to get offense, though. You got to move without the ball. And right now, offensively, mostly everyone's just standing and with no movement. you just can't score that way. And for East, you're averaging 37 points per game. You got to find something there, and it's going to be tough. You know, it's late in the season. You are who you are at this point. Yeah, but for Olympus, another great cut here. But good offense so far. 2 layups is going to be good. They just got to get more points here.
And now we have a good amount of substitutions for the Olympus Titans. Maddie Shimoda, Cami Bontempo, and Tallulah Carlton have checked into the game. It's Doolin trying to get around the Olympus defender. She's driving, her shot is up, and it's no good. But Ahmed Backer comes down with the rebound and lays it up and in for East's first points tonight.
That's what you can get to offensively. You know, you gotta go to the glass, find offensive rebounds, and a lot of times, points that come off offensive rebounds, it's really devastating for defenses. Tough shot here by Grace Schwartz.
Schwartz puts up the floater, and she's able to bank it in. Nice shot by Grace Schwartz, she also had 3 points last game, so starting to find it late in the season. Taylor passes it to Doolin. That 3 is up. It is no good. And Baker gets the rebound and will be bringing it up the floor herself.
Good movement there for the Leopards there. Just got to get more of that if you're East.
They've had some decent looks from 3. They just need to put them through the net.
Yeah, and Olympus I don't think is obviously respecting them that much from 3. I mean, again, we've said it ad nauseum, not a good offensive team. But you never know, dude. I mean, if you get shots going at this level, you can play very well. It's a nice move right here by Joss Baker, but she turns it over.
And it's Stevens bringing it up the floor for the East Leopards. She passes it out to Doolin, and they reset on offense. Doolin gets around Bontempo, puts up a 3. That one goes in and out, and Baker comes down with the rebound.
Joss Baker, very quiet start. I don't believe she's attempted a shot yet.
This happened last game against Alta too. Very quiet, but it's usually in the second quarter when she starts to score and everything.
I mean, I believe Alta got it down to 56-40, you know, and then Olympus got dinged with a technical foul. Another great play by Grace Schwartz on the cut.
And Schwartz lays it up and in, and the Titans are now up 8-2 as we near the end of this first quarter.
Getting some offense going, but as I was saying earlier, you know, at the end of that Alta game, you know, Alta was holding it down. It was still a 16-point lead, but man, Baker just took over, and really no one in the region has an answer for her right now.
Taylor puts up the long 2. That one is no good, and Baker's bringing it up the floor for the Titans. She seems to be going quickly. She's going to try and drive against the defender, trying to get around her, and her shot is no good, but she will get fouled and head to the line.
Yep.
That'll be the second on Stevens, and Baker will be looking to get her first points of the night at the line. She is one of Olympus's most reliable free throw shooters. One of the few who you can expect to go 2 for 2 at the line every time if she makes the first one.
That's right.
Now checking into the game is Tessa Cromar for Grace Schwartz, who already has 4 points tonight.
Yeah, good minutes for her tonight. A lot of good cutting, a lot of good finishing inside. You know, obviously not the tallest out there, but senior finds a way to score down there.
Second one by Baker is good as well. Schwartz also had some great passes beforehand too.
Yeah.
She has at least 1 assist tonight. So East looking to get a basket before the end of the first quarter as we're under a minute left now. It's Mendez who loses control of the ball, and now they pass it up to Tessa Cromar. It's a 2-on-1 opportunity.
A 2-for-1 opportunity here.
And Cromar misses the bucket, and then we have a whole bunch of players falling to the ground, and it will be Olympus ball.
Yeah, I was saying there's 2-for-1 opportunity there, which means that you can score before the shot clock kind of elapses, as in if you score with 40 seconds to go, you're guaranteed another possession left. Obviously, it's gone now, basically, but a good cut here.
They find Tallulah Carlton, who gets blocked, and then they're going to call a jump ball, which will go in the direction of East. So East will try and be looking to get the final shot of the quarter, get some momentum while they're still in this game, despite being down by 8.
Yeah, it's 2 points. It's rough right now. I mean, if they get points here, it really would be huge because it would be points. Like it's been a rough offensive going here for East. It's just simply the reason why they're 5-15. If you don't score enough at this level, it's going to be difficult for you to win.
They need something out of Jayla Doolin.
Or Dennett.
And then that shot is no good by Taylor, and we have our second straight possession with a jump ball. Olympus will be looking. Now they have the opportunity to get the final shot of this first quarter.
I'm surprised East didn't just run it down and hold for a final shot. You're down 10-2. It's not like it's a blowout.
Baker is likely going to be taking this shot. There's 1 second left. Did she get it off? It looks like she did, but it was short, so it doesn't matter. Olympus struggled offensively in that first quarter, but they still do have a 8-point lead, 10-2.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty clear to me that Olympus is clearly more talented. I guess more connected offensively. But again, it's a long game. The thing about high school basketball is it ebbs and flows so much. But we'll see. I'm curious to see what adjustments Olympus has in the second quarter. Again, we've been talking about Joss Baker a lot so far. I expect her to get a lot more touches in the second quarter as Olympus looks to pull away here.
You talk about the ebbs and flows of high school basketball. That's evident with this team just 2 games ago, where they were up by 11 against Brighton.
Yes.
And they allowed a 19-0 run and ultimately lost that game, and then responded with, I think it was a 17-point win against Alta. So really, in high school basketball, you never know what you're going to get.
Sure.
Unless you're the West Panthers, who are still undefeated this year.
They've been tremendous this season. It's really impressive because, it's good. It's pretty easy to separate the best of the best, especially at this level, but it's tough to just go out there and win game after game. That's why it's super impressive jumping off topic a little bit, what Matt Barnes has done at Olympus for boys basketball. It's kind of crazy that he's just reloading and reloading and reloading here. But just going back to this game, I think he's just got to get something at the rim here.
That shot is no good by Stevens, and Baker's hurrying up the floor. Baker looking to go quickly around Stevens, and then she gets fouled. That'll be the 3rd on Stevens, so you have to assume that she gets subbed out here really soon.
And you call her. There she is right there. So
it'll be Jimena Cortez coming in. She only has 2 points and 4 rebounds on the year. So it's already a tough task for the Leopards, but they're losing Stevens, who has 42 points on the year. Cromar finds Claire Hazen. That shot is no good. And the rebound by Ashley Mendez. It's Doolin guarded by Baker. She passes it to Mendez.
Okay, they try the flashy middle there in the zone for Olympus. It's 2-1-2.
Good call on the zone right there. And Taylor's trying to get around Shimoda, and she loses control of the ball. It's stolen away by Claire Hazen, and Baker traveling up the floor for the Titans.
Yeah.
And that'll be on Jayla Doolin. It looks like that'll be her first personal of the game.
And she cannot rack up fouls for East. It just cannot happen. She's basically the leading scorer for this team alongside Dennett. We have coverage here.
We haven't seen much out of Dennett either, as Hazen's 3 is an air ball, but the rebound by Baker, and she goes up. She gets fouled, so she'll be at the line once again.
Man, it's tough for East. It's tough to keep Baker off the offensive glass, but those are plays where you just got to get the rebound. It's a missed shot for a wide open 3, and you got to pick up that offensive rebound. So,
especially after an air ball too, those are the ones you really want to come down with.
It's the easiest ones to come down with for sure, because it's just there for you.
Baker's first one is up, and it is good. So she's up to 3 points on the night, and Olympus has registered now their first points of the second quarter. They seem to be having a little bit of an off night offensively, but so is East, and East's off nights are much worse than Olympus off nights.
As we've seen so far. We can see. Olympus can, it's kind of the inconsistency of this team. They can absolutely turn it on. We saw against Alta Friday night, but that's almost a turnover there. Just you got to get something going for East, and there's the turnover there.
Claire Hazen comes down with it. Baker brings it up the floor for the Titans. She's guarded by Taya Taylor.
Nice crossover.
She passes it to Hazen. This will be a long 2, I believe. It rims in and out. And Ahmed Baker comes down with the rebound and passes it to Mendez. Mendez passes it to Taylor, guarded tightly by Bontempo. Now it's Mendez once again, who finds Cortez.
I mean, look how congested it is for East right now offensively. I mean, three girls, I should say, are in the same place offensively. They used to an open leak-out rebound here, and they have numbers.
Baker passes it to Hazen. She'll be open for the layup, and she misses it. But it looks like, and then Hazen fouls East. That'll be her first of the game, and unfortunate possession for the Titans. Hazen needs to make that layup.
Yeah, they just need to make that, you know. It's tough, though, especially off a good pass there from Cromar, but again, I do believe the nerves are playing a big factor in this one, you know, considering it is senior night. You know, you are playing a team that is statistically and record-wise significantly worse than you, as we've seen another missed three here from the Leopards, but you just need to get a few plays together, and then I think this game is going to get out of hand, but I'm never going to call anything.
Doolin puts up another three, and that is a deep three and a much-needed three for East, who cuts the deficit to 7.
Long three. It's about a few feet behind the arc there. That's one that they just need to go down. You know, their 5th point of the game. 5 and change to go in this first half.
Doolin finally gets her first points of the game as well. They try to go inside to Annie Erickson, but it is stolen away by Nora Amidbacker. Not the greatest pass right there, not the greatest play.
No. There's good anticipation, but that pass has got to come away from the defender. Good steal here by Cromar, though.
Cromar trying to get around Ashley Mendez, and
Carry. Good call.
It will be a carry, as you said, and East will get the ball right back. Olympus needs to capitalize on those breakaway opportunities. That's now 2 in a row where they haven't been able to.
Just got to. I mean, I didn't see if Cromar had numbers there, but
Doolin's going to put up another 3. That one is no good.
Just saying, it's always fine to just pull it out and then reset your offense, but you know, for Doolin, I mean, why not? You got 5 points left in this with 4:44 to go. So
Cromar playing point guard for the Titans now. She passes it to Joss Baker. Joss Baker goes around the screen set by Cami Bontempo. She passes it to Bontempo now. Cromar nearly loses control, but she controls the dribble, passes it to Annie Erickson, who lays it up and in. Annie Erickson continuing the momentum she got from last game.
Inside, outside, back inside, and then you find the cutter. Although I don't think she cut. I think it was just right there, but great anticipation by Cromar finding the wide open player underneath for the lay-in.
Mendez to Taylor. Taylor passes it to Mendez. She was open for a second. Now Taylor's going to put up a long 2, and that one is no good.
Leak out right here.
And Bontempo slows it down, and Erickson brings it up the floor. She finds an open Cromar. The 3 is up, and it is good. That's what Tessa Cromar is best at, as she extends the Titans' lead to 12.
Yeah, danger zone right here for East. I mean, they obviously can't score well at all. I think they need points like in this possession, or else this game's going to go out of hand pretty quickly. Huge shot right here from
That one is no good. After her deep 3, she's taken 2 of them, and they haven't really been close to going in, as we get a foul on number 24, Jimena Cortez, her first, and East's 4th foul of the quarter, so that means any more, and Olympus will be in the bonus.
Which is bad news for Furies, because I don't believe they are close to being the bonus either, and if Olympus just gets free points, you know, like this game continues to, and if you give it layups, I mean, it's no chance.
And Erickson lays it up in and right there, as you said. And then East calls their second timeout of the first half.
Just lazy defense.
We've seen, as the game has progressed, we've seen East defense kind of collapse a little bit. Olympus had a lot more of those open opportunities right under the basket.
Especially at the rim, and that's a problem. You don't want your defense I mean, it's fine if you have players on the wing or on the 3-point line, but if you're overextended like they've been in the last few possessions, it's really bad news. 19-5, and I don't know. I mean, it's tough to see East get back in this thing. Honestly, it's only a 14-point game. You know, still plenty of time, but
I mean, what do you really do with your East? Like, you're not getting. Like, you're not getting much around the perimeter. You have to try driving to the basket maybe, but they don't have the height advantage.
Little success either. Yeah, I was going to say Olympus has a significantly bigger size advantage, especially the guard line, which is huge considering when you drive it into the paint, height matters, especially when you're a guard. So, yeah, I mean, I think Olympus is starting to find their groove. But we'll see. I mean, we came into this game saying that 40 points would probably win this game. Shoot, 20 might win this game if you're Olympus right now. So, again, still a long way to go. It is only a 14-point game, but when you have 5 points with 3:18 to go, it's a problem. So
East needs to find something really quickly.
Yes, and you see Olympus is in this, it appears to be in this zone here, this 1-2-2. And, you know, the goal of when you play a zone, if you're the offense, just moving the ball, finding an open three. But again, East has never been potent from three. Man, look how congested they are. I mean, 2 Titans surrounding the block area there, so.
Doolin passes it inside.
That's good offense,
to Taylor, and she puts the shot in. East went into the paint, and they finally got some points.
Yes, split the zone. You know, there's always an open zone, or there open space in the zone. You got to find it, and that's going to find open shooters there out of that. So, see if they attack that more. An entry pass here to Baker.
They find Tallulah Carlton. She lays it up and in. Olympus continuing to go under the basket, and they're getting those easy layups.
Yes, they're starting to find their groove here. I mean, I think they're at their best when they either get it inside to Baker or a low post threat and spray it out to shooters or get it inside to another player. So.
Taylor puts up another basket from around the free throw line, and then she fouls Tallulah Carlton. Took a long time for the ref to call that one.
Yeah.
But she did, and now Olympus will be in the bonus the rest of the way.
2:29 to go. So it's pretty normal, you know, in terms of foul count at this stage in the game. But, you know, for East, you can take every break you're getting. This is not going to help you. And Carlton goes back to the free throw line here for 2. I believe 2. At least
she'll be looking to make it 4 points on the night for her. Olympus has done a great job with scoring all around. It hasn't just been Joss Baker dominating like it normally is. They have a whole bunch of contributors tonight.
Yeah, that's what we said in the beginning of the game. You know, if it's a spreaded affair, I guess, for the Titans, it should win. You know, but I do expect Baker to start like really score, especially as this game, you know, starts to be more separated between the two teams. And a good effort here by the Titans on the offensive rebound. They're going to stay with the ball here.
It's our 3rd jump ball of the game, as Tessa Cromar will be inbounding to Maddie Shimoda. Now she passes it to Grace Schwartz, and Cromar thought about the 3, didn't take it. She'll instead take the long 2. That one is no good.
Good rebound.
And Ahmed Baker gets fouled on the rebound attempt. It'll be Carlton with the foul and East inbounding.
Good effort by Ahmed Bakar. Among 2 players right there, that's tough. But, I mean, East just needs players like those that they can just string together as a team that's had a really rough year. You know, just looking for anything at this point this late in the season.
Mendez to Doolin. Doolin guarded by Erickson. Doolin trying to go around her, but isn't able to as Grace Schwartz provides some help defense.
The attention that they have with Doolin. Nearly a triple team there.
And the ball is nearly turned over. Taylor passes it to Doolin. She thought about the 3, and then it is stolen away by Maddie Shimoda. They finally call a foul after she was hounded. So with Olympus in the bonus, they will be shooting free throws once again. I believe it'll be Maddie Shimoda at the free throw line. Shimoda averaging 3.5 per game, has 31 rebounds on the year, and has turned the ball over 41 times. In her last game against the Hawks, she had 3 points and 1 rebound and 1 turnover as she misses the first one.
Yeah, like you said, Baker is really the only one who can, and Cromar, the 2 that really are the only one who consistently convert from the line, as we see Shimoda miss 2 there.
That's now 4 straight missed free throws for the Titans. They need to correct that, not only in this game, but for the future games in the playoffs.
Especially in the future, because I do think this team, as inconsistent as they have been, in the playoffs, it's going to be there for them, I feel like.
I mean, last year they made a run to the quarterfinals, so it's not. It's not.
Good steal. But I was also saying, like, you gotta convert on these free throws now, so you can do it in the future.
Schwartz finds Shimoda, but it's tipped away by East. I think it was Nora Amidbacker with the tip. Olympus will have another opportunity with the possession though. Joss Baker comes in for Annie Erickson, and Tessa Cromar will be inbounding. She passes it to Tallulah Colton, and then they pass it to Baker. Baker moving around the screen. She's going to pull up from the free throw line, and that one is good.
Bounce. Free throw line jumper, that's smooth.
Doolin for East now as we reach the 1 minute mark of this second quarter. Doolin passes it to Mendez. They're trying to go inside to Taya Taylor. She passes it back out. Cortez to Doolin. And Doolin dancing around the free throw line. She now drives. That layup is not good.
It's tough defense.
She couldn't get around Baker. Now Baker brings it up the floor. She tries to move around Mendez, but it gets tipped away into Amidbacker's hands. Now we're at 36 seconds left as Doolin puts up a three, and that one is good. East needs more of that as Olympus will likely hold for the final possession.
They need so much more of that, and then they get the turnover here, so they could get some momentum going here at halftime if they can score here.
Can Doolin get around Cromar and lay it up and in? She cannot, but she draws the foul. So she will be at the free throw line, and East not going away really. They're putting together some momentum right before halftime.
Baker hits that shot to get it to 16, and you think, oh, okay, here we go. You know, Olympus is about to pull away here, extend this thing to, 18, 19 points here at the end of halftime, but it is only a 13-point game. It's kind of crazy to think about it, but with that as the offense has been for the Leopards, but they can cut this team down to 12 here, and they do.
Doolin makes the first one. She'll have an opportunity to make the second one right here and cut the lead to 11. And that would be big for the Leopards. Of course, it would be ideal if they could get it under 10, but with 19 seconds and no shot clock, that'll be quite the challenge. As Doolin misses the second free throw, and we have a jump ball. So East actually will get a possession and an opportunity to get it within 10 points.
Huge possession for the Leopards here. I think you're going for Doolin here. Made that shot earlier from 3, and made a couple shots here down the stretch. She's open. Oh, she was for a moment, I should say.
They pass it into Cortez, who is then fouled by Tallulah Colton. That'll be Colton's second foul of the game.
It's the third team foul on Olympus, so they're not, or they're the fourth team foul, excuse me, but
East isn't in the bonus. Yes, Sloan will be shooting free throws. Doolin now with 13 seconds left. She passes it to Taylor. Now back to Doolin, who's being hounded by Joss Baker. She barely passes it to Mendez, and Mendez.
Let's see, jump ball. Nope,
and they're going to call it traveling violation as Taya Taylor spun around on the floor of the court, and with 1.5 seconds, we'll see what a all-around effort from the Titans, who go into halftime with a 23-11 lead.
Yeah, I mean, I think that if you're Olympus, it was a slow start. Wasn't that clean, I think, to begin the game. We were stuck on 4 for, it felt like 5 minutes, but really good close to the end of the half. And I think we're going to see Joss Baker really assert her will coming into this third quarter, fourth. But, if you're East, you just got to get more stuff going right now. So, never say never. It's only a 12-point game, but we'll see what adjustments both teams make at halftime, and we'll see going from here.
We'll be back for the start of the second half. I'm Lucas Pierce.
This is Jackson Jones.
We'll be back.
Fans, if you can direct your attention to the court and show some love. Tonight, we'll be performing by the Olympus Dance Company.
fail. I ain't wait. I get the thing, then I check destination. I'm a dog too home to change him. He don't wanna be saved, don't save him. That is not my don't claim him. About 20 minutes, counts he faded. Why you tryna tell me what to do? You ain't my daddy, I'm not your baby.
Let's hear it for the Olympus Dance Company. As that dance was choreographed by our dance company officers.
We're going to do a game for the seniors. We have pictures here of each senior when they were a baby. We're going to draw a name out of the raffle bucket, and if it's you, you're going to come and get the baby head, and you're going to try to match it with the correct senior. And if you get it right, at the end, we're going to have you come to Coach Whitney's office, which is right there at the end of the game, and you're going to pick out a prize. So we have Olympus water bottles, we have backpacks, we have sweat. Okay, come down quick, and we're going to call the other ones too.
Next one is Tazy Van Tiesdensen. Tazy. Coco Wheaton.
Welcome back to Olympus High School, where the Titans have a 23-11 lead to start this second half. I'm Lucas Pierce.
This is Jackson Jones.
And here we go for the second half as the Titans will start with the ball. It's Cami Bontempo who passes it to Cromar and now to Shimoda. They go inside the perimeter, and then Shimoda was cutting to the basket. It's blocked away, but Bontempo secures it, lays it up and in.
Good block there, but again, tough for East. You know, the loose balls have also kind of gone Olympus's way here, so got to dig deep.
Doolin now guarded by Bontempo. She passes it to Mendez. Mendez back to Doolin. And inside to Taylor. Mendez is open from three. She's going to take it, and it's short. Rebound by Tessa Cromar, and they're going to say that she stepped out of bounds, and that's a fortunate break for the Titans.
Yeah, tough there, you know. You fight really hard to get that ball on the sideline, and especially, I mean, it is on these sidelines, so you know that you already have some advantages working against you. So
Mendez trying to move around. She drives.
Nice
her
move.
floater is up, and it is good. Great move by Mendez, as you said.
She's only 5'3", but we haven't seen much out of her tonight. But that was a nice move, and
then a reach and foul. We'll see who it's on. It's going to be on Doolin, her second foul of the game.
Number 0, Jayla Doolin, her second personal foul. Titan basketball again.
It's only a 12-point game, and it feels like it's a 30-point game. It's funny, but you know.
Hazen's going to put up the long two, and it's no good. Rebound by Doolin.
Yeah, I think he's just going to give her that game. They're just going to give her that shot the whole game. You know, it's a mid-range jumper. Not a very good shooter so far this year, but.
And then Mendez has looked like she was tripped a little bit by Tessa Cromar. That'll be Cromar's second foul of the game. And they'll be inbounding right in front of the stroller. Doolin guarded tightly by Cami Bontempo. They pass it inside to Taylor. Now it's back out to Doolin. She's trying to get around the defenders. Loses control of the ball. Can she regain it? No, she can't. It's Cami Bontempo who came down with it. Olympus has numbers. Bontempo tries the turnaround behind the back pass sort of move. It didn't work.
What? Okay. She picked her dribble up just inside the opposite three-point line there. I mean, that's a dangerous move right there, but nothing happens, obviously.
They pass it to a cutting Doolin, who lays it up and in. She's up to 9 points, and she's starting to get going in this game. Cromar now. She moves around the screen, loses control, but it's Bontempo who secures it. Now they pass it back to Cromar. She thought about the three. Inside to Claire Hazen. The layup is no good. She gets her own rebounds. This shot is no good, and it will be off of East, so the Titans will get a third chance. It'll be Baker inbounding the ball right in between the Y and M in Olympus. She passes into Cami Bontempo. They give it right back to Baker. Baker driving to the lane, and she gets fouled.
Good take in there. Baker, and about 5 minutes and 30 seconds in, I said at halftime that we would see a lot more of Joss Baker, and she's at the line now, but I'll take the fall. We haven't really seen much out of her. I guess Olympus does not need her scoring production as much so far.
She's been money at the free throw line, though, as she makes the first one. She's made all of her free throws up to this point. So even though she's not getting the baskets to go in, when she gets to the line, she does convert.
It's a pure stroke, too.
Second one is up, and it is good as well.
This looks good. Like a lot of times you see shooters across all levels of basketball, that's not going in. With Baker, it's significantly different. She's got a really nice stroke. And something that the East just simply does not have, with all due respect. So
Mendez passes it to Doolin. Doolin picks up her dribble. She finds Mendez trying to get inside. East not being able to do much on offense right now as they're trying to go inside. Mendez passes it to Stevens. Her shot is up and is no good. Baker with the rebound.
Trailer over here.
And Cromar will miss the layup, but she drew the foul and will be headed to the free throw line.
Yeah, you have two Titans wide open on the backside, It's a great pass there to Cromar. And this is another one of the Titans you can trust. He's got down these free throws here is Cromar, so.
First one is up, and that one is good. Nothing but net for Tessa Cromar. As checking into the game for the East Leopards is Jimena Cortez for Taya Taylor. And then for the Titans, it's Annie Erickson and Grace Schwartz, and for Claire Hazen and Maddie Shimoda. Second one for Cromar is up, and it is good. So the Titans have extended their lead to 14 points, just about 3 minutes into this second half. Cortez passes it inside to Taylor, and she misses the shot, but comes down with the rebound, and it'll be East ball after Cromar tipped it out.
As long as East keeps this within 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 points, you never know. Like, freak plays could happen, a run could happen, and we have a much different story here. But you got to get points here. You know, not this possession necessarily, but you got to get something going.
It'll be Cortez. And she gets it to Doolin. Doolin guarded by Baker. She had Mendez open from three, but instead she lays it up and in as she was driving to the basket.
Go to the basket, and that's exactly what she did there. Nice move there by Doolin.
That's where they've started to find some success on the offensive side. They haven't had a lot of it tonight, but that's really where it's come. As Bontempo misses the shot, and Doolin ends up coming down with it, and now East can go set up their offense. Mendez to Taylor. Taylor driving to the hoop. That shot is no good. Rebound is tipped out to Taylor. This shot by her rolls in and out.
Good rebound.
Ammenbacher comes down with it, and she is fouled. So the offensive rebounds for East prove costly for the Titans, as it'll be Ammenbacher at the free throw line.
She's done well to grip some tough rebounds in this game. And I think Mendez is playing really well right now. I mean, she hasn't turned it over, I believe, so far. She's running the offense pretty well and just getting things going, and as well as she can right now for East. These are two big confidence free throws for the Leopards here.
First one is up, and that one is long. East has struggled at the line tonight in their limited appearances. Second one is up, and that one is also long. Bounces off the back of the rim, and the Titans now control. Halfway through this third quarter, Titans are up 29-17. Joss Baker had Grace Schwartz open, and she slapped in the face. Yeah. Nothing called, and then turnover.
She's not complaining, good for her, but she was clearly hit in the face there. I had a double screen pin down there on the left side, try to free her up there, but good defense there by East there. We have a timeout.
And then Coach Whitney Hunsaker for the Titans calling a timeout. It's been interesting, the refs tonight. We've seen a lot of contact, and most times they've eventually called the foul, but they let a lot of contact go before actually calling the foul.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's also been a little inconsistent as well sometimes, some touchy fouls, but I don't know. I mean, officiating at especially college is super inconsistent, quarter to quarter especially, and that's kind of frustrating, but they see how they call it, and from our vantage point it was clearly a foul, but from their vantage point it's significantly different. So they're trying their best. They don't always get it right. The thing that you have to keep in mind though is that you just can't, if you're the coaches, you just cannot lose control of your emotions, especially in the playoffs when the team needs you the most. So.
And usually Coach Hunsaker is really good at keeping her emotions down. The only game where we really saw her get super energetic was that game against Brighton. Of course, emotional rivalry game, you tend to see your emotions rise a little bit.
Especially on a crazy run like Brighton had, you want to kind of get your team motivated.
Then a moving...
Yes, I was...
It looks like...
Was, okay. That's a touchy foul to me. I don't really see much movement there on the screen there, but...
It looks like they called it on East, which I guess they called an offensive foul for a charge?
I don't really see that at all there to me. I mean, I see her stationary. I mean, Baker's right there in a grill defensively.
but the refs called it, and Baker finds Bontempo. She was open there for a second. She puts up a contested shot. It's no good, but Grace Schwartz comes down with it. Tessa Cromar trying to go around Doolin, isn't able to. She picks up her dribble. She passes it out to Grace Schwartz. And now Annie Erickson's looking to go inside the paint. And it is stolen away, but then passed right back to the Titans. Great pass by Tessa Cromar to Cami Bontempo, who puts the shot up and in.
Great pass. Just finding the open spot, getting to the open shooter.
Tessa Cromar has now 52 assists on the year. That's one of the strengths of her game, her three-point shooting and her assists.
Yes, that's huge parts of her game. That's two really, really nice parts of anyone's game if you have it. I think nice move here by Menendez.
And it is turned over. And looked like a little bit of miscommunication as Joss Baker is going to drive against Taya Taylor. It looks like it was blocked. She gets the offensive rebound. Her shot is no good, but she is fouled yet again and will be at the free throw line. She's taken a lot of contact tonight.
Yes, she has in recent games as well, as we can see with that black guy. But
Call number 15, Dora.
you could probably get the foul there on the first time, but a lot of times, when you're clearly the best player on the floor like she is tonight, sometimes it takes a little more for the officials because of the advantage you have. So
first one is up, and it is good for Baker. Still 100% on the night from the free throw line. Let's see if she can continue that with this second free throw.
There's a lane violation if she misses this, but she makes it.
You don't see a lot of lane violations called in high school basketball. Usually the refs let it slide.
Similar to the NBA. It's funny, but it's funny. Like, you're gonna get dinged for it randomly. It's super weird. It's similar to college where you get dinged for the most random times.
And now Tessa Cromar. The pass was a little too long for Tessa Cromar, and so Olympus turns the ball right back over to East after they got the turnover. That's one thing Olympus can improve on come playoff time. They need to convert more on those fast break opportunities. Doolin passes it to Cortez, now back to Doolin. Guarded tightly by Baker, and now she's double teamed in the corner. She goes around Cami Bontempo. Her shot goes off at the bottom of the rim, and Baker now bringing up the floor for the Titans. She's going to drive. Her shot is no good. Rebound, and then they have...
That's a good call. They're going to get her for a travel there. She almost got away with it, but that's a good call. Clearly took...
That's a nice call, Jackson. I didn't see it originally.
Yeah, but clearly took too many steps there. But almost got away with it, and almost got a layup too, which would be huge just for their confidence right now. You're down 16. Olympus is very close in my mind to just ending this.
Cromar passes it to Bontempo. Her shot is no good. She comes down with her own rebound, though. This one she puts up, and it is no good again. She gets a rebound. Grace Schwartz is going to put up a three, and that one is good. Nice shot by Grace Schwartz, who finally finds her stroke from three-point range.
She's played well tonight, hasn't she?
Probably her best game of the season. She got 7 points.
She's been tremendous. Has played really well, passing and scoring from not just at the basket, but down there.
But Mendez answers with her own three. Much needed for East, as they can't let this deficit get any larger than it is.
Just to get some confidence going.
Cromar now, she puts up a floater, and that one is good. Olympus is starting to get hot on the offensive side. And shot clock is pretty much in sync with the game clock, so East can hold for the last shot if they don't turn it over and if they choose to. Doolin, though, drives in between two Olympus defenders. It looked like she tried to draw the foul right there.
Yeah. It's tough. You're not going to get that call when everyone's straight up and where you're kind of getting to the contact. So
now 8 seconds left. Tessa Cromar is trying to go around Ahmedbacker. She puts up the wacky shot. That one is no good.
Oh, she almost, that's a go. Oh,
Cami Bontempo nearly puts the rebound back in, but it was a very successful third quarter for the Titans, where they were finally able to extend their lead a little bit. There, it's now 38-20 with 8 minutes left to play.
Yeah, I mean, 18-point deficit for East at halftime. I would certainly be shocked if this is anything but Olympus winning rather convincingly. For East, I think they've done some good things tonight. They have had some success getting to the rim, and finding shooters near the rim. And again, though, I think it's just to be a little too late. The thing about high school basketball is the quarters are significantly shorter than in college and in the NBA, obviously, just 8 minutes, and they really fly by. So, for East, if they're going to have a chance to, they basically need to go on like a 10-0 run, honestly, immediately. So.
And, we're probably not going to see that either. They just don't have enough scoring outside of Doolin.
No.
Dennett's had a rough game. I also haven't seen her on the court much either. She might be injured.
She might be injured, but I believe she was in foul trouble earlier.
Oh, that's a good point.
So,
that's a good point.
I mean, I don't know, though. I mean, it's 8 minutes to go. You're down 18. You might as well let her go. Of course, she could be injured, though. You don't want to speculate, but yeah, obviously good time for the Leopards right now, as bleak as it is.
Doolin passes it to Taylor, who's double teamed. Now it's Cortez who passes it back to Doolin. She's guarded by Shimoda. Doolin finds Amidbacker. She's going to not lay it up and in, but she gets her own rebound and then is fouled by Cami Bontempo.
Yeah, good catch inside. You just want to finish that, especially after you fight for the ball there in that stance. But again, they're going to have a possession,
And East needs to score quickly and in bunches if they want any chance at winning this game.
And they have not shown that. That's a 2 there.
And it banks in. Lucky bank for Taya Taylor to cut the deficit to 16. Shimoda with it now. She's guarded by Doolin. Colton is open from 3, but she doesn't take it. East is going to let her shoot that all day. Annie Erickson passes inside to Bontempo. Colton's going to shoot the 3 this time. It is short. Rebound by Colton as it's tipped back out to her. The free throw line shot from Annie Erickson goes down. So Olympus answers right back.
Yeah, deflating for East, a rare outside shot that goes pretty luckily. And then you give up a close shot like that after a good defensive possession. So tough for the Leopards there.
Amidbacker to Mendez. And now it is Cortez back to Mendez. She's guarded by Erickson. Taya Taylor is going to drive around Colton. Her shot is up and good. Right off the glass. Shimoda with some miscommunication, but fortunately it hit Tallulah Colton and she was able to possess the ball. Eliza Johnson passes it to Shimoda. That's nearly another turnover.
Kind of stagnant here. It's some cutting finally.
A little bit of a makeshift offensive lineup by Coach Hunsaker as Doolin comes down with the rebound, and then we have a jump ball which will go in the direction of the East Leopards. Now some of the starters coming back in for the Titans. Joss Baker and Claire Hazen check in for Cami Bontempo and Annie Erickson. Eliza Johnson inbounding. She finds a cutting Baker, wasn't able to control it though, and Taylor was able to control the steal.
Yeah, tough. You want to get into Baker as much as you can, but it's tough when there's 4 players surrounding her, so. Another good idea, though. Like, I think they're getting better at finding just things to do offensively, but again, this lack of execution, finishing and moving the ball is going to cost them this game, I think.
That's pretty much the story of the season for East. Just not a lot on offense. Baker's going to pull it from the free throw line, and that one is good. Her first field goal in a long time. Most of her points have come from the line.
It's good offense, though, for the Titans.
Taylor gets around Colton. Her shot goes off the glass, but doesn't go in as it rolls in and out. Now it's Eliza Johnson. She passes it to Shimoda, to Hazen, to Colton. She's open from 3 runs again. This one is no good.
How did she get that?
And they're going to call a foul.
Wow.
On Taylor, I believe. What an incredible effort by Joss Baker to get that ball.
Yeah. Taylor just was facing her up, face guarding Baker there, and she had no idea the ball was right there. So great effort by Baker, and it's going to pay off here for the Titans retaining the possession.
Johnson inbounding. They had Baker open. She didn't see him,
a
but
great
they
set.
find a cutting Colton who lays it up and
Great.
in.
You draw Baker to the corner, and then Collins is wide open at the block. Great set by the Titans in the inbounds play. And those are so big, especially in the playoffs when you get free points like that, basically.
Doolin, and then she was hounded by Maddie Shimoda. She forces the turnover. An inbounds pass coming for the Titans. As they have now extended their lead to 20 points with about 4 minutes and 40 seconds left. This one's probably or pretty much out of reach for the Leopards.
I would bet you $1,000 that Olympus wraps this up. But
I will not be taking that bet because I don't want to lose $1,000.
yeah, no kidding. But they do turn over there. You get caught in the air. It's just tough. When you play basketball, you're taught to just kind of stay down on 2 feet whenever you do anything, really, unless you're shooting, obviously. But it's so hard to do that, though. Nice drive here by.
And she wasn't able to convert the layup, but Ahmed Backer comes down with the rebound and draws the foul. So East will get another chance on the offensive side as we near the midway mark of this fourth quarter.
Yeah, I mean, Ahmed Bakar has done really well just fighting inside, especially when East has had basically nothing going for them offensively. And that's just not a good pass out of the inbounds.
Nice job by Johnson to come down with it, though. And she passes it up to Baker. Not the greatest choice of a pass right there.
Smile on Baker's face. You knew that was a risky play there, and he burns the timeout there with 4 minutes and 4 seconds to go.
Coach Tapusoa trying to get something going for the East Leopards. Maybe trying to find some momentum before they head into the playoffs as well. They'll be a low seed and they'll be on the road to start the playoffs, but they will get in as only 2 teams in the 5A state tournament to miss the playoffs. So East will get in, and now it's more about just finding some momentum to try and maybe find a way to get an upset in that first round.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough seeing this team string together wins in the playoffs, but you could see a team have a really, really bad shooting night. When a Joss Baker of the other team doesn't play well at all, and then East is right there, and then it starts to get into the head of the other team, the game being close, and then you look up and East just won, but you just can't say that right now about this team. So curious. East is not a deep team, but there's always a point where you probably think we're going to the younger players. You got to get them some experience for the later years that they will be in the program. But
that's the thing for East. They are a very young team, and they only have 13 players on their roster compared to Olympus, who has 17. So, and some rosters even have more. Many of the teams Olympus have played earlier this year have upwards of 20. So, it's when you don't have a lot of players, it makes it hard. A lot of your players are probably tired from playing the entire game too.
Yeah, not a deep team, and I think that actually kind of works well for you in postseason play because you can trust more players, but for Doolin and the Leopards, I mean, they would need a pretty favorable draw for them, and it's tough. You have to score more than 24 points with 3 and change to go.
And then Doolin nearly turns. It will end up being a turnover, as it is a jump ball forced by Cromar. We've had quite a few jump balls tonight, and both teams a little stagnant on the offensive side right now, as Coach Hunsaker calls a timeout with 3:24 left in this one. Olympus has a 44-24 lead.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Coach Hunsaker right now, 3:24 to go. This game is over. Olympus is going to win this game. So now you're drawing up sets that you can use for future use. You're trying to get some. This is basically practice time, for Olympus. All due respect to East, but this game's over basically. So now you're trying to find things you can use in the future offensively and defensively. So this is still really important for Olympus. The game's in hand, but you're trying to find things that can work during the playoffs, during the Skyline game coming up on Thursday. So see what they got out this timeout.
And for Olympus, I think the best thing for them tonight is that while it hasn't been the best offensive game, they've been able to get it done without Joss Baker really having her best game of the season. And they've had some good all-around performances.
Just so huge for them because, you know, teams are obviously going to be cluing in on her as they should. If you can get additional scoring, especially from someone like Cromer from 3 and with her assisting for people, it would be so huge for this team. Again, they made the run to the quarterfinals last year. Like, it's just super plausible that they do it again. But you just have to see how it plays out.
This shot by Stevens is up. It is no good. Rebound by Amit Backer. And her shot is no good. And it's Doolin who gets the rebound all the way past the three-point line. Stevens now passes it back to Doolin. They set a screen. A lot of contact, no foul right there. And Stevens is going to put up a 3. That one is no good. Amit Backer with yet another offensive rebound. This 3 by Mendez is up. It is long. And another offensive rebound for the Leopards.
Again, they're fighting on the offensive glass, especially.
And that is good for number 40, Taya Taylor. She'll get the and one opportunity at the line now.
You're just looking for anything at this point if you're East. 18-point game, 2:14 to go. You know, these plays are huge for East, too, because it can just give you confidence. It's going to give you something to work with. As I think this is going to be the last time we see Joss Baker on this floor for her.
And she gets a nice reception from the crowd right here. The first free throw and only free throw is no good by Taylor. East has struggled at the line tonight. I think they've made one or none.
It's tough, you know. Nice drive here by Cromer. Wow, that's nice.
She lays it up and in. And what Olympus has done so well in the second half is whenever East scores, it feels like they answer right back on the offensive side.
And that's just a killer for East. I mean, if you're trading baskets, it is over.
Especially when you get down by the amount they have.
Yes.
20 points. And then it is Tessa Cromar. She is not able to lay it up and in, but she draws the foul and will be at the line. Tessa Cromar, who has 9 points tonight. Again, just showing that it has been a great all-around performance for the Titans. As now she's now in double digits. But you look at players like Grace Schwartz too, who have had very valuable minutes with scoring.
For sure.
Second one by Cromar is up and good as well. And now
probably over as well.
Annie Erickson checking in for Tessa Cromar, who had such a fantastic senior night in her final regular season game at home as a Titan. Doolin moving around the screen, guarded tightly by Grace Schwartz. And then it'll be a turnover as it was an errant pass by Doolin.
That about sums it up for East tonight. You know, at times, you know, pretty good effort, good ideas offensively, but again, the execution is slipping up in there. You know, it's a lofting pass with one hand.
Now we get some nice receptions for Claire Hazen and Eliza Johnson, who are probably checking out for the night. Annie Erickson passes it to Colton, and I think it was Erickson who was fouled, but it does not matter as it will be an inbounds pass. It's not like it was on the shot. Colton passes it into Shimoda and now to Schwartz. They find Colton, who's going to put up a 3, and she finally hits one.
That's awesome.
The bench is going crazy for her. She had so many opportunities tonight, and she was finally able to knock one down.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's a great senior day moment for her as Doolin takes it inside and gets fouled, but you know, you could see her expression told you, and the demeanor of the other players told you that there was something coming for her with the screen. So I expect some other seniors to be done with Colton there. So
it's Colton and Schwartz who are getting the senior reception. as Ava Jorgensen and number 20, Brianna Kidiona, check in for the Titans. We're now under a minute left. Amenbacher gets the rebound. She puts a shot up. It is no good. Kidiona with the rebound.
Very briefly, I think Amenbacher, if she figures out a way to finish inside, she'd be a beast. I mean, she's a great rebounder in there. She's been tough. The putback she's had, she's picking up a lot of control.
And then a beautiful layup by Maddie Shimoda as we're under 30 seconds left. You mentioned Amenbacher being such a good rebounder. She averages 11.3 rebounds per game. So
Sure.
if she could just go up with it, as you said.
Another great idea. I mean, she gets the points there, but if you just get it inside the zone, good things are going to happen eventually. And that's going to be the final play of the game.
But that'll do it tonight at Olympus High School, where the Titans get the victory on senior night over the East Leopards, 53-28. Jackson, what were your big takeaways from this one?
Yeah, I think that Olympus is clearly more talented than East. I mean, this is basically how we expected the game to go out. We said that 50 would win the game for Olympus. In the end, 30 or 29 would have won the game for Olympus. East just did not have enough firepower offensively, and hugely encouraging, especially with Joss Baker being as unimpactful as he really was tonight. So I think moving forward, it's huge for Coach Hunsaker and this ball club, just moving forward with other options going forward, and obviously a tremendous win on senior night, which will be another forgettable moment for most of these players.
For sure. So thank you all for watching another edition of Olympus Basketball on OlyTV. After this next rivalry game Thursday against Skyline, the Olympus girls will be back here at home next Tuesday in all likelihood for the first round of the UHSAA 5A high school playoffs, and we will have that for you here on OlyTV. We will also bring you the Basketball Battle of the Rock this Thursday for the Olympus boys basketball team, where it will be senior night, and they will be honoring Luke Owen, Nate Watson, Ty Goldsberry, Jack Evans, Malachi Phillip, and Tanner Gassick. So for the entire production crew and Mr. Miller,
I'm Jackson Jones.
And I'm Lucas Pierce. Have a great rest of your night.
For representing Olympus High School and its community in such a positive manner. As you travel home, please drive with caution and patience as you leave the parking lot. Good night.